Here we are with Julie Ziglar at the Ziglar headquarters. Hello, Julie.
Hello, Pam. Hello, Pam fans.
I am so excited to show everyone Zig Ziglar memorabilia in his library. We all know Mr. Ziglar, which is your incredible father.
My awesome dad. Yes.
Look at this room. Wow.
If you know anything about Dad, you're probably familiar with his wall of gratitude, and that's what the whole back of this place is about. Is what the people who helped him become the man that we all got to know very personally.
Let's go check it out and see. I recognize one lady, Mary Kay Ash.
Mary Kay Ash, yes.
They were friends.
They were good friends. Mary Kay really got Dad started here in Texas. She stood behind the drapes when he was training some Mary Kay ladies many years ago. I think it was probably about 1968 or 9. And she listened. He didn't know she was there. And after that, she asked to see him, and she said that she wanted, and she would recommend him to all of her directors and suggest that they get him to train their ladies, which they did.
Wow.
Yeah, she helped him a lot with his first book, See You at the Top, to get it published and out. Yeah.
So we would love to hear who some of these on the wall, how they impacted your father's life.
Well, obviously the first one on the end, and unfortunately there's a little bit of a glare there, but that's my grandmother, his mama, and she shaped him because his daddy died when he was only 5. My grandmother had a lot of integrity, a lot of rules, and a lot of expectations, but they were given with common sense and with a lot of love. And all of her children turned out to be beautiful, wonderful, kind, giving, loving people. That's the best I can tell you about her. She was strict.
I'm not sure a lot of people realize that Zig Ziglar is not his real name, correct?
They sure don't. But when I tell you his real name, you'll know why he goes by Zig. His mama named every boy with the letter H. Hillary Hinton is Dad's name. Hillary Hinton. It's not spelled the same way as some people, women's Hillary, but he had a brother, Huey, Houston, Howard, Huel, his let's see, Uncle Horace, Huey, Houston, Huel, Horace. I mean, it just goes on and on.
That's all the brothers'
No,
names?
that wasn't all of them. There's more H's, but
how many siblings did he have?
He had 12.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, he was one of 12.
One of 12, and then where did he fall in the lineup?
Dad fell, I think he was number 6. Or no, he was more than that. He was like number 10, I think. He was 10. And he asked his mom, Mom, why'd you have so many kids? And she said, well, where do you think I should have stopped?
That's a good one.
Because there were a lot of them.
That's good.
They're all precious people.
Look at all these pictures.
Yes. And right beside Mary Kay Ash is Mary Crowley, who started Home Interiors. And most people don't realize that Mary Kay Ash and Mary Crowley were sister-in-laws.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, I didn't know it for
and
years.
And both from Texas here?
Yeah, from the Dallas area. That's exactly right. And then that's Dad's best friend, Uncle Bernie, who was the first, Bernie Lofchick's his name, and if you've ever read See You at the Top, you'll remember the story about Goliath, David and Goliath. His son David was born with multiple sclerosis, and they said he'd never walk or do anything, and Uncle Bernie wasn't going to settle for that, and he had to get rich to be able to pay for the help from American doctors to get David what he needed, and he did. And David is doing great. He just normal. He has to stay fit though, but he's normal, and that was a great story in the book. But Bernie was the first person outside of Dad's family to believe in him and really support him and encourage him. Yeah.
So your dad was born in Mississippi?
He was born in Lower
Or
Alabama,
Alabama, okay.
Coffee County. It was so rural, it didn't even have a town name.
Whoa.
Yeah, Coffee County, Alabama. Yeah, low LA. Everybody says it now.
I love that. And then,
Yeah, and then there's Norman Vincent Peale, who was a good friend. And he spoke a lot with Daddy. And then Sister Jessie's at the top. She's the one who told him Jesus had been waiting on him a long time. And he sure didn't want to make him wait too long because it might be too late. And after that, he accepted Christ. Or I should say he surrendered. He didn't know he hadn't surrendered until she got hold of him. But there are teachers here who helped him it made it possible for him to enlist for World War II. And the Navy accepted him, and they tested him, and they decided they wanted him to be a pilot. And back then, they sent their pilots to college first. So he got to go to college, but the war ended, and he was disappointed he didn't get to go into the fight. But it was a blessing that he got to enlist at all. So he wanted to serve his country. And then these are, Bob Bell was the first speaker that Dad saw in person that had a big crowd, and he wanted very much to find out what it was like and what Daddy needed to do to become a speaker. And Bob let him go take him to dinner, and Bob told him, "You're way too young to have much influence. You need to gain a lot of experience and wisdom first." So he said, "Speak everywhere you can, every time you can." And
yeah, what advice do you have for people who want to, get into speaking? I know you said before that he did all those go speak for free until finally getting paid.
He did thousands of free speeches. He started out there are a lot of places you can go and learn the skills of a speaker. What's the one where they time everybody and...
It's TEDx?
No, not TEDx. They still have the meetings. I'm sorry, I can't...
Oh, right.
Look up, where can I learn to speak? And that'll be the first
Toastmasters.
Place.
Right. I was
There
like,
you go.
what is that?
There you
Right.
go. He recommends everybody go to Toastmasters who's interested in learning how to be good speakers.
That was great. And then what do we have behind? We have his famous
This is the pump. Yes, and this is, you gotta prime the pump. You have to put something in to get something out. And when you start pumping, if you quit, all the water will run back down. It won't make it up. Takes some leverage and pressure. And he made the two guys that he tells the story about famous. Everybody in Alabama knew exactly who they were. They'd say their name and say, "Oh, they're the guys with the pump." And Daddy tells the story about, but yeah.
I know you see that on so many of the videos that you watch today on his presentations of the pump.
Everybody loved the pump story. He'd get in trouble if he didn't take the pump with him. And I want you to know, this is no light thing.
And you travel the world with him, or domestically, or mainly in the States?
I went to England to speak in his stead when he got too sick to go. We thought we were going when that was booked, but it ended up he just wasn't well enough to go, so I went. But I did speak all over the United States with Daddy the last 4 years when I had to interview him because he had fallen down the stairs and had a brain injury. He was determined to show people that he was going to live by everything he told them they should do if they had issues, problems, whatever. And he said, finally, I get to show them how to live it out. Where before they probably thought, well, no wonder Zig's happy. He's doing pretty good right now.
Well, I love that. So he went from, salesperson and then speaking, but what point did he get where he became so well known throughout the world and everybody buying his tapes? Like, what was that transition that made that turning point?
It built and built and built, but it was the venues and the idea of public speaking in big groups with lots of speakers grew from like the really late, it really started in 77, 78 when they were getting the bigger and bigger crowds. And when Dad first started speaking, he was speaking with Dr. Peel, he was speaking with Paul Harvey, he was speaking with Art Linkletter. I mean, these are names that unless you're close to my age, you probably won't recognize.
Presidents.
Yeah, well, when he was speaking for the Big Get Motivated, he spoke with Presidents Bush, both of them. He loved Mrs. Bush with the white pearls, and he had dinner with him many, many times because they were on the road together. George, Big George, Little George, you know.
Right.
And several others, actually. So, but he met a lot of really interesting people. And I did too while I was speaking with him. We knew I'm always surprised. I'll be watching TV and then I'll realize, I'll remember, yeah, we used to speak with them. And of course, we all had to eat in the same hotel. We didn't have to, but everybody's so tired from flying in and all
What
that.
great memories.
Yeah,
Let's see what else we have in here. Is a lot of this all collectibles that throughout
They're just
the years?
they're just things Mom and Dad had.
The redhead, that's what your dad called
The
a
red
beautiful mom.
Yeah, he called her Sugar Baby at home.
Sugar babe.
Sugar Babe, Sugar Babe, Sugar Baby. And he used to hide, she loved chocolate covered marshmallows, like, you know, at Easter you get the bunnies. And he would get a whole bunch and he would hide them like in the chandeliers or in her bathrobes in the pocket. And he just loved to see her find one. He was so excited.
That was true love they had together.
But yeah, look at this. This is back when, this was before cassette tapes.
Oh, wow.
Daddy had LPs and he was involved with a makeup company for a while out in California.
Wow.
The lady who used to wash his dishes on the, when he was doing the dinner parties for Salad Master, she actually went out there to work with Holiday Magic, ended up owning one portion of that company when they dissolved. Whoops. Oh, sorry
biscuit
about that.
fleas and
Yeah, that was the original name of Dad's book. Because it was about, you know, the fleas would jump and not be able to get out. They'd hit the top. Then you could take the lid off and they couldn't jump out. And then the pump handles and for some reason people didn't know what it was about, so they weren't buying it. So,
they weren't that right. So he changed the name to
well, Daddy, when he would speak,
at the top.
he would always say, if you do these things, you will, and I do mean you, see, I will see you, and I do mean you at the top. That's, yeah. And then when I started editing books for Dad, he was writing Over the Top. That was the first book that I edited from start to finish.
How many books did he end up writing in his
I
lifetime?
think it was 32, but the publishers keep condensing them and rearranging them, and you know they own them, so there are a lot more books by him out there, but they're mostly rearranged beyond the first 32. They're condensed, but there are a lot of them here in the bookcase. The autobiography of Zig Ziglar was called Zig. It was real popular. Secrets of Closing the Sale is still in the top 10 sales books
Oh, wow.
because people really learn how to
Secrets.
sell.
Let's see that book. Can we see that book?
Yeah,
And
if I can get it out. It's
we'll make-
kind of the same height. Let's see.
oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep. If you want to know how to close a sale, there you go. And
How did he learn how did he learn so much about sales? Just by doing,
it
and
and needing to know how, and then he trained in the companies. They would always promote him to manage, you know, because he was doing well by then. And I read some of his newsletters he wrote to encourage the people who worked under him, and it was amazing how much of the stuff really hadn't changed, and that was from the early 50s.
So do you think people are born salespeople or you can learn it?
Well, you have to learn it.
Yeah.
people, I think our personalities we're born with.
Okay.
Some people have a personality that's more suited to sales because they're not afraid of people and they're not shy, and so they can start conversations, and that is easier. But I know that it can be taught because I know many real estate agents like I am who, well, I'm not saying I couldn't talk, but who were very shy and just were used to observing and didn't know how to naturally invite themselves into a conversation that was already going on. And I've watched them grow and turn into really great salespeople. And basically it just means that they know how to have a relationship with people. Yeah.
I think it's a really good, don't you think almost every occupation, even everything in life you're selling something or learning
Everything
about
is
it.
Sales. Everything is
Look
sales.
at, here we are with the...
Yeah, there are the bushes. They did spend a lot of time together. And let's see. Oh yeah. They took, I can't remember which space flight it was, but they took some of Dad's stuff up in one of...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Up in
can't
one of
remember
the...
which one.
Oh, he liked the buffalo. That's my favorite.
He actually won the Buffalo Award from the Boy Scouts, and that was truly the thing he was most proud of, was the Buffalo Award from the Boy Scouts, because the Boy Scouts meant so much to him when he was a little boy with no dad, you know.
So he was a Boy Scout.
He was a Boy Scout, and he loved learning all of the rules. He could recite them if he was here today. He'll be 100 this year, by the way.
Really?
If he were here, yeah, he'd be 100.
Did I read, it was, what, 2012?
Yes.
And he passed away?
Yeah, it was November 28th, 2012.
Wow.
That he finally went home. And he was ready to go. He was happy to go, and we were good for him to go.
I know I had the opportunity to meet him one time.
When was that?
And it was when I believe Dee Dee may have been speaking.
Oh, yes.
And I saw it advertised in a newspaper that she was speaking. I thought maybe since her grandfather is Zig Ziglar, maybe he'll be there and I can meet him. Sure enough, he was there.
Yeah.
And he put his arm around me.
there.
And you know the first thing he asked me?
What?
Have you written a book?
Yeah, he knew everybody needed to write a book.
And and I said, no, I haven't, but I need to. And he said, it will give you the most credibility
Yeah,
for your business.
that's true.
And I figured I had to listen to Mr. Ziglar, and I've written a book and a couple after that. So I took his advice.
I took it too.
I know you have several yourself too. What do we have behind you? Some more of
that's his
the
dad with the pump and
original,
yeah.
some of the original
Plenty.
CDs right here,
Oh, these are
or books.
a few of the See You at the Tops.
Oh, wow.
All different ages.
Oh, so like different.
Yeah. No, this is the 6th printing. Maybe this is one of every. Oh, it is, because here's biscuits, fleas, and pump handles. So this would be the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, all the way down.
Oh, wow, I love that.
Yeah. He had to self-publish. He had to self-publish because he sent his book to every publisher he could. I was like over 26 or 7, and nobody wanted it. So he had to buy, I think it was 10,000 books in order to get them cheap enough to be able to sell them for any profit at all. And after he had sold tens and tens of thousands, a publisher, Pelican asked him if they could publish. Dad was tired of keeping books in the garage and mailing, so.
Wow, he got turned down like 27 times.
Yes.
As in he had to self-publish. And what do you know what year he wrote his first book?
Let's see.
Yeah, that's...
Mama typed, Daddy wrote it longhand, and Mama typed it up.
Oh, wow. I
And
love that.
yeah. And then guess who I'm the one who input the whole thing into the computer because they didn't have computers back then. Copyrighted 1974.
Wow. So you were
Yep.
really young back then when you typed that for him and did all
I
that?
didn't type it.
Or you-
no. Oh, yeah, I know.
Let's see what he wrote. He wrote himself a note?
No, to the
Oh.
most important person in my life, the one who makes it all worthwhile and lots of fun in the process. Sure do love you, sugar baby. Your ever-loving husband, Zig Ziglar.
Aww.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
Johnny, this is Dad's first book.
I've never seen one, but I've seen it, yes.
Yeah, Biscuits, Fleas, and Pump Handles. It didn't sell with that name. Can you imagine?
Then he changed the name.
It is.
What did the
Alright.
name change to?
See you at the top.
Oh, okay.
Because he would end his speeches with, if you do the things I've said, then I will see you, and I do mean you, at the top. And Mom said, Zig, you should call it See You at the Top.
That's hilarious.
That's
What's
a
your
good
start?
name. And then let's see, I think then the rest of the books down here and
Those are probably books those are the different languages they were in.
so tell us one thing about your dad that maybe none of us would know. Something that may surprise us or something that you would like to share.
Well, Daddy came to my first horse show at the fairgrounds where you pay the big entry fees and you compete with really great horses. And I unfortunately had a snowflake Appaloosa in a hunter jumper ring. So she wasn't going to do, I knew she probably wouldn't win anything, but what we learned is that she would not jump inside a covered auditorium. And it was all indoors. And Daddy came, and this was a horse, she would jump 6 feet outside. I mean, she could have been an open jumper, but she wouldn't have gone far with the ceilings or roofs on. But Daddy came that day, and he saw her refuse to jump 3 times. Me go out, warm her up again, she'd jump everything outside. Next class, same thing. So we left there, and Daddy, who likes to win and achieve goals, said, little one, if you'll sell that horse, your dad will help you get a better horse. And you can use the money from that horse to we'll get you a better horse. It took me over a year to find the right horse. And when I did, he was stricken when I said, Dad, I found the horse. He had just paid to have his very first book printed. And he said, I can't do it right now. He said, I am so sorry. And he had taught me a long time ago that if you really wanted something, you'd find a way to get it. And sure enough, I went and got a job as a salad girl at Furr's Cafeteria.
Salad girl.
Yep. And I told the people who owned the horse, I said, I'll give you $300. That's what I got for the other one. And I like to pay off the other $700. I think I was paying them like $167 a month. And they did it, and I got him bought. And he was a winner. He was a beautiful, wonderful thoroughbred hunter. He was 2 years old off the track. And Daddy regretted that, but it taught me that if I really did want something, I would find a way to get it, make it work.
I love that. Do you know that's my hashtag?
What?
Find a way.
Find a way. No, that's awesome, Pam. That's awesome.
I love that. So you found a way and you made
Found
it
a
work.
way. Yeah,
You could teach that to a lot, right?
yeah,
To find, if you want it bad enough,
that's right.
you will find a way.
You will find a way. You'll make it happen.
That's right.
Yeah, but that's
That's
really about all I can tell you about today.
That's a great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
sharing your incredible father. He's loved by so many, and even to this day, learning about cells and the person,
Yeah.
and helping people. I mean, we're here for a class today, and it's all about helping people.
That's
And
exactly
it just his legacy goes on and on.
right. And we do our best in the family to help keep his information material out there because it's timeless. It's truly timeless.
Oh no, I need.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the younger generation learning and reading about it today because it's the same. And if you just implement them,
Yeah.
it works. And then see you at the top, right?
Right. Just do the things he tells you.
Well, thank you, Julie, for your
welcome.
time. Thank you for sharing the stories. I know this is so personal, and just to see everything, it's just so wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it very much. All right.
Thanks,
Y'all
friend.
take care. You're welcome.